Our next series of exercises are going to focus on how controlling branches work within the GitHub client. Now, to do that on GitHub for Mac, I'm just going to click on the branches icon right over here on the left-hand side, and that's going to show me an overview of all of my branches. On Windows, you guys don't have a branch tab like this. In the upper right-hand corner of the interface, you're going to see the branch that you're currently on. It should say master. If you click on that, you get a pull-down menu that not only shows your current branch, but all available branches, and it has a little manage or a little branch manage symbol that shows up. If you click on that, it'll take you to the screen where you create branches. So again, there are some pretty big differences occasionally between the two interfaces. So what we want to do first is I want to show you guys how to create new branches. So let's say we have the master branch. We need to create a separate branch. When you're working with GitHub Pages, the way that they work, basically, you create a new branch called gh-pages, and then you place your site inside that, or you can use their template builder that they have on GitHub to build your site off of that within that branch. Now, workflows differ. Some people will only put a website within the gh-pages. So there are a lot of projects out there where the project itself will exist in the master repository, and then a site that's not related to that at all is created in a different branch. Those branches are never merged, never synced, and the site is developed on its own, and the project is developed on its own. Other people will do kind of the way I'm doing it in this one, which is the master and the gh-pages is pretty much the same, and they remain synced up throughout the project. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create a brand new branch. I'm going to come down and make sure that the master is my current branch, which it is. It's the only one. And then you'll notice that if I hover over the plus symbol, it says create a new branch based off of this one, which is what we want to do. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to call this new one gh-pages. What I name this is very important because my GitHub Pages won't work if I don't name it exactly this, gh-pages. I'm going to go ahead and create the branch, and it creates a brand new branch. Now, what's really interesting about the GitHub client is that when we create a new branch, it automatically switches to it. If you remember on the command line, that's not what happens. You create a new branch, and it doesn't automatically switch to it. We have to do the git checkout or use some type of shorthand notation to get it to switch to it automatically. Here, that's the default behavior. And again, you have to make sure that you know what branch you're currently on. So anytime you're working with multiple branches, be doubly aware of what branch you're on, because any changes that you make to the repository are, of course, going to happen on that branch. Now, switching back and forth between branches is as easy as clicking on them. So I'm just going to click on the little space beside the name of the branch. You'll notice master goes back up the top. It gets this check mark. So now that's the current branch. So switching between your branches is fairly simple. So with master selected, I'm going to click on the plus icon right here, and I'm going to create a new branch off of this one, and I'm going to call this one style-testing. So maybe I wanted to do another branch where I could just kind of play around a little bit with my CSS. So I'm going to go ahead and branch that off, and now I have two separate branches. Okay, so we have three branches all total: style testing, master, and gh-pages. Now, switching between these branches is really simple. I can either click right beside the name of it, and I can see a little check mark that shows up, or I can come over here to the little pull-down menu, and I can say switch to this branch. That's really important because from here on out in the chapter, we're going to be merging branches together, developing different branches at separate paces. So it's really important that you understand what the current branch is before you start working.